you like this?
Alright, yeah. So a recap would be nice. Thank you.
Alright, so to recap from where we left off in the last session of this wonderful little campaign that we have going here.
Okay. So if the fire alarm
The
goes...
ship of the Imogen was
Don't
stranded.
burn the dorm down, and I don't care otherwise.
Nick, you need to stop.
Okay.
Nick, please.
So the ship, the Imogen, was stranded at sea, and I've made a little marker to represent where we are currently stranded. The ship, the Imogen, was stranded at sea due to an unknown party dumping all of the ship's coal into the ocean, leaving
Which is no good.
ship and crew entirely stranded with no means of getting back to shore due to the low wind in the harbor. The party was split up temporarily to try to find out who exactly had done this, and leading group consensus, after finding some extremely suspicious articles within his room, is that it was Elin, the second in command.
It was not.
It was Gnat.
Gnat's actually an accomplice.
Yeah. Gnat was secretly entirely part of this ploy, but where we left off, all of the groups had regrouped together, and there was seemingly going to be a plan to ambush Elin, because there was also a piece of paper found in his room with a time about an hour from now.
It's time for me to be a stealthy barbarian.
It's time to tip the scales.
It's time for me to do my thing what I did last time.
Alright, so where we all left off, you are all crowded around the kitchen of the Imogen, and Hadley is all but rearing at the seams to go delete Elin off of the face of existence. She is clenching her fists at her sides, and the other two in the room, Daryl and Patton, are trying to calm her, but it seems to be entirely fruitless.
Can I stumble in and vomit on someone?
You stumble in on this scene, and you see...
Roll a constitution check. See how sick
it's
you are.
official. Whenever Gnat's on a boat now, he has to roll con saves.
Sure.
He has to constantly roll con
Let's say that you really were sick this entire time. How badly ill are you? Holy shit!
Oh shit!
Oh god! So, Gnat, you have been rather sickly the past couple of days and have had to miss out on several festivities, so as you come stumbling in, hearing all of this commotion, your gnomish skin is a pale, sickly, sallow color. There's sweat dripping down your brow.
Ew.
And as you walk in, and all of the commotion from the room, you just immediately vomit on the floor. Just the instant you step into the room, you just profusely begin vomiting. I
sigh deeply.
Yo, what's up, Gnat? It's been a while.
Just like turn my head.
Hello.
Well, I don't know what it's like to be sick, but it can't be fun.
Do you want me to use a spell, or...?
Oh, this is a mistake.
No, don't waste a spell slot on him.
And Hadley's like, listen, I don't give a fuck that your friend is sick. We need to do something now.
Your time is up. Your time is now.
You can't see me, I'm on the ground.
There we go.
I mean,
I love how I
kind of
this group.
I like raise my hand sheepishly.
High quality content.
You know, because I'm a sheepish person. And I get it because the horns.
She glares in your
I don't get it. It wasn't that funny.
I say, well, shouldn't we kind of lie in wait for whatever is supposed to happen?
Get it, sheep and lion? Haha! I got it.
Or we could just go beat the shit out.
Or we could not. He's technically not guilty of any.
But see, the captain also doesn't know anything.
And,
so we kill the captain.
Yeah, I think we should wait for.
I'm the
shit to hit
captain
the
now.
fan, at least, or at least wait in ambush so we can kind of get evidence that he actually did something wrong before we just like.
Patton steps forward and he's wringing his hands a little bit. He still seems very distressed over the turn of events, and he goes, I have to agree. I don't think we should hurt him. We don't even know that he did anything. Listen, not to say that I don't trust you, but we're doing all of this based on the words of one of these two, and as much as I trust them with my everything at this point, I mean, they haven't seemed to have done anything wrong so far. We don't know them that well. We can't just base this entire attack of one of our own on the word of someone who's only been on this ship for a week.
Listen,
Fair enough.
I found a piece of paper that proves that something sketchy is going on
Yo.
here. I risked my life as an itsy-bitsy spider for everyone, so you best believe
Spider-Man,
we're gonna at least
Spider-Man.
look at this.
Well, okay, let's at least prepare.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like we should I think that
I
we
think
should.
it's time
To
for me to
duel!
be a bugbear.
No, I think that we should
Just
just
out to duel.
not tip him off that anything's wrong, but like put actions in motion. When and if something goes wrong, we are prepared.
Yeah.
And still seems to edge towards the door, pauses for a moment. Maybe they're right about this. Worst case scenario, we'll at least be ready for whatever happens. Best case scenario, it's nothing. We can't blow our heads off over absolutely nothing if it does come down to that. We should just figure. And she pauses, looks at all of you, and goes, "If anything happens here, it's your fault, and you're going to die for it."
Okay.
Yo, let's fight me, Happy.
Is there like a death
like
sort
a
of,
like a
is it like a sub like fuck what's the word now it's not funny anymore subsidized is it like a death like subsidized plan like can I like put it off like like a 30-year plan like I die a little bit every year.
I don't think this
No,
was ever gonna be
she
funny, my
just-
dude.
That was
She doesn't even justify you with it, she just glares.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know.
CY sign, get off my shit.
Not cool.
Why?
Yeah, I made a mistake. I hit the wrong button.
Pray to your god now.
God is just casually like chanting prayers in the corner.
I am. That's what I'm doing.
Except he only rolled a 13, so they're like slightly wrong.
Between gagging, you're just like deeply in praise.
I'm praying to not be seasick at the moment.
As you're sitting there praying and mumbling these prayers, you like gag a little bit. Just
Yeah.
you can't really control it at this point. So Patton steps to the center of the kitchen to one of the prep tables that he typically uses for preparing meals, and he swipes some knives and cutting boards out of the way, plants his hands on the table, and goes, "Okay, so how are we going to do this? What are we doing here?"
I pipe up because I'm talkative. I say, well, I can have literal eyes in the sky. I can put my bird in the air and then like see through it to kind of see if there's any like other ships on the way. Because I mean, unless he's in cahoots with somebody else on the ship, I feel like the only way that something's gonna go down is if somebody else comes. And then
Or
the
it
only
could
way to
be
do that is-
magic. We
Well,
raided a
yeah,
village once,
but-
and then a wizard escaped by teleportation. It was
Yeah.
sad because we wanted to get his ship, but we didn't get it.
Well, if they're using like normal ways to get around.
But he's a mage.
Okay, listen.
Listening.
Do you want? Let me set up like my magical trap where I can detect anybody teleporting in the entire like.
Let's just go find him.
But this is not the.
You know for a fact that he's still in his room because
Let's
Yeah.
go knock on his door.
See, but we can't just confront him because
Wasn't the entire point of this conversation we just had like 2 seconds ago that we shouldn't confront him and wait?
Oh yeah, right. I was
Yeah,
paying
supposed to
attention this
wait.
whole time.
Okay. Yeah.
well,
I offer to be eyes in the sky and yeah.
Okay. I be eyes in the ground and turn back into a spider.
Well, yeah. Me and my boy Dixrosa can just follow him as small animal forms.
that is true. You can just become flies or something.
I don't.
And Patton goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, that could work. That could work." So
We always need someone watching him, no matter what.
Yeah.
so far the plan is keep eyes on him, keep eyes around the ship, and just.
We also need some way to contact one another once something does happen, or if something does happen.
I don't have that spell. Never mind. I was gonna say.
He pauses for a moment and he reaches into a small pouch that's on the side of his tunic, and he pulls out a much smaller, much less intense-looking version of the communications crystal
Ooh.
that is located at the rear of the ship, and he goes, "I'm tuned into the frequency for this particular ship's communications crystal. We can, as long as we have somebody down there, we can at least get a message that way, but we need to have somebody with that crystal.
Put me in, coach.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Well,
I have
right?
access. I have access to
I
it.
also have access, and I'm small.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I can go as backup for him because I can turn small.
Yeah.
I can also
Alright.
turn small.
You're already small.
You're already small. You need backup.
You need backup to get smaller.
But yeah, we
So,
yeah, Barry has access, so we'll be fine. We can get
so we're doing this. We can split up, I guess, and keep an eye out for anything that can happen. But we're supposed to be keeping an eye on all.
And you are.
How are we going to explain this? And at this point, he's more turning to Daryl and Hadley, trying to look for some variety of explanation on why they won't be with the groups that they were assigned, because y'all are splitting up into different groups now.
I'm just like raise my hand over here. And be
I'm gonna post something in chat for a second. I just gotta check.
well, I could still stay with Chef. I forget name.
happy.
How big is this?
Alright, wait. What if?
Yeah, Padley.
It also
Okay.
has only a 1 minute duration.
Oh, lol. Never mind. Yeah. Okay.
Yo, what if?
Yeah.
What if we just explain this to our boy Greg?
Craig is gonna yeet us off the boat.
Who's Greg? Is that the?
What he calls the
Captain
captain.
Right.
Oh. Why do you keep making religion checks?
I'm that one.
You
That
brought
one.
down the wrath of
Why
the-
do you have +7 in religion?
Jesus.
You're so bad at religion. You're sad.
Wait, Andrew, how can you even possibly get +7 in religion? That's impossible.
Cards are broken. You can
You-
literally
wait.
have like a +15 in something.
You
Cards
would
are
need
dumb and broken.
expertise in religion while also having a 20 in int. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Ignore me. You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. Like a 6. Wait, that means that Not's actually smart. Maka as.
I'm once again pray to not have the seasickness.
Yeah, but you get smited with it.
Yeah, as you are
Can't we
making
just like?
prayers
Pray
to
not.
Andrew,
whatever
while
deity.
you're doing that, I'm simultaneously praying for Lyra to fucking strike you down, and my prayers win.
whichever, like while you're praying to whatever deity so that your seasickness will abate, just as you are doing this, the ship, which has been dormant and still the entire time that you have been on it due to the fact that it is no longer moving, suddenly lurches as if a huge wave hits it, and just immediately your seasickness is back full force.
Not. Do you even have the? What's something not? Do you even have a god? Like, are you even like?
He's a fucking
No,
I'm praying.
you're just praying generically.
I'm I'm praying to the butterfly. Obviously.
Oh my god.
No wonder.
By the way, listen
You
to
hear
my.
the faint tinkling sound as the butterfly begins violently smashing itself against the inside of the glass jar.
By the way, listen to my not playlist. It's fun. This is
Okay.
fun.
I haven't listened to it yet. I'll listen to it.
Alright, so,
Oh.
By the way,
and as you are all here, Patton looks around and goes, okay, so this can work. Good luck, I guess.
I don't
And he
need
laughs a little bit nervously.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. How is
I've
it
just
gonna
been
work?
sitting at a table drinking the
Because we
entire
never
time,
solved
so,
the
like,
issue. We never solved the like. We got distracted by Not's religion, but we never solved the issue of how we're gonna like explain away you not wanting
Yeah.
two of our people, right?
You said that you might be interested in explaining things to Wright, but
Oh yeah.
how are you going to approach this? It's honest, yep, just figure it out. This is you. This is all you. The other 3 in the room are just looking vaguely distressed.
Alright, we got this.
Yeah, we can't
Hadley
write.
more
like-
pissed than
My
distressed.
boy
You
Greg
could just
is
send.
a
You could
reasonable
just
man.
send one with them and say that we swapped up the groups.
Or we could just tell the captain like exactly what we told the other 3 people on the ship, right? You know. What I
But
mean?
then he'll.
I
Well,
mean,
like-
I feel like he's
But the
gonna.
captain,
The
like-
first mate, you never know. He
Yeah,
might
but-
trust
Yeah,
you.
the captain would call us on
After
BS.
saying this, Daryl kind of shakes his head a little bit and goes, no, of all of us, Wright and Elin have been traveling together for the longest duration of time. Elin's been the first mate of this ship for pretty much as long as Wright's been captain. He's not going to believe any of this, and honestly, you'd be idiots for trying.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
have been
could
called that
try
before.
to
Let's do it.
convince him by using our spells.
You see,
But-
the only way we'd be able to do that would be to basically force him, like, convince him
Mhm.
completely.
I think the problem would less be trying to convince him to believe you, but I think more of the problem would be trying to convince him not to confront Elib.
Yeah, that's true as well.
What if we just like? I mean, like it's like fun. Like he's not doing anything, right? He's just like chilling, like in his captain's court, like the captain, right? Like, can't we just like?
The captain is in his quarters with Science and Calvary's. As far as you're aware.
Well, Calvary's corpse.
Oh right, Calvary
I
died.
love how Cyan was never suspected, but we all were.
I know, right?
Science was in fact suspected. That's why he's in his office.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The captain's
Question:
keeping an eye on him.
What time was this like thing supposed to pop off, and like how far away are we from?
When they first checked on it, it was about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now you're at about the 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Why don't we just start getting our ambush ready?
Yeah, I think we should just like. Oh, we pair up again, and then we kind of just.
Split up and look for clues.
No, like we already found the clues. I mean, like, we just like, pair up with our person, and then just like improv it if the captain asks questions. You know what I mean?
Wait, but
We
aren't
just say that we swapped up the groups. There's nothing like wrong with that. We
Yeah,
never
like
couldn't
I mean,
do
I feel like
that.
this is not as big of a deal, like as like
Guys.
you know what I mean? Like I feel like if the captain starts asking questions,
yeah? If the
Figure it out.
captain asks, nope, not that one. Also, not that one.
we don't need to charm him.
That
He
one.
knows.
Animal friendship.
When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. What do you think he's gonna think when it's like he finds out he like remembers he was charmed after?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
1
We
hour.
explained that we used it to stall so we could prove our innocence.
But I don't think we even need to stall. Really, I feel like this is not.
No,
I feel
it's,
like
Tyler, I was joking. Like,
But yeah, I feel like we just set up the ambush, then ask questions. Be like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's not like we just be like, oh, they're like downstairs with the other. Like you know what I mean? Like I just like I don't know. I don't.
So,
feel like
Hadley looks around at the group and goes, "For your sakes, this better work." And then she glances at Vola, turns, nods at her, and then glances at Not and goes, "I guess you're with me." With a little bit of a curled lip and a slight disgusted look, and she turns, steps over the puddle of vomit that is now blocking the doorway, and leaves.
I
think
follow,
that
and like, yeah, I have a similar expression right now, honestly.
I think I go with Daryl.
Because
and
everybody hates Not.
I think I go with
Yeah,
Daryl and I hang out in the bird's roost. I kind of just like chill in there, and then like I like
You're gonna go play some cards with Daryl.
no listen like I'm like up there, but then like I send my birds. So my bird's just like doing like overheads like over like a wide swath of area.
You can just pretend it's
I
me.
will stick with Padley.
Wait, but what am I doing again?
We're just, like, splitting up and getting ready for an ambush, so we're trying to figure out like how we.
Wasn't I like chilling down at the bottom or
Yeah.
some shit?
The cargo hold is in fact where the communications located.
Okay, so I'm just chilling at the communication crystal.
Yeah, so I think that we should have one person. I think maybe we have one person, like tail, what's it called, tail Elin. Everybody else like figures out what they're gonna do in preparation, and then like the whoever's with the communication, like so we have communication crystal. We have me doing like bird's eye view. We have Vola not doing whatever, and then we'll have like maybe Desrosa like be a spider again and like trail Elin like in his room.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what we need to do, and then we just wait it out. Or if one of us see anything, we say like, "Hey, I saw something."
Yeah. Barry, you can rotate with me in case
That
like
was
I
a noise.
charge or anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bent over and I hit.
Yeah,
my-
we can swap. We both have wild shapes, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
I've also seen a spider because I feel like
Yeah.
most characters in the D&D realm have seen a spider. So we
I hope
You've
not.
never seen a spider before in your young life. It's just you've never come across ever.
The real key, Nick, is what type of spider do you turn into?
a giant one
Ah.
because that's the
Oh
that's,
no! No wait.
You turn into a full-on tarantula. That's like no. You turn into a.
isn't
hunted-
that the
I've
one
been in
actually
a
in the
place.
compendium
Turn into
though?
a crab spider.
Like that's the one in the compendium. I'm pretty sure that I can turn into.
Well, you can do a bunch of different spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There's a
several
wolf spider.
It
There's
just happens to be stats for a tarantula.
There's a
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
giant
Yeah, you
spider.
can look it up like wild beast, so you can.
You
But-
know, like I have a
Yeah.
list already, but
So you're all splitting up and heading off to different locations?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start with Disrosa. Are you the one who was going and checking on Elin?
Yes.
So
Using
As
its fucking wild
you-
shape.
I'm assuming you are assuming your little spidery
Yeah.
shape again.
Yeah.
As you shift into your spidery shape and enter the room, Elin is still laying on the cot in the corner just as you last saw him, sketching and writing into the small journal that you had seen him writing in before. Only there is a small clock in the corner of the room, right near the wall where the cot is, and he keeps glancing at it every so often, Just-
Oh.
just keeping an eye on the time as he writes down, still in Elvish, in this small book.
Wait, can I read
And-
Elvish? Let me double check that. Because I know I can read it. No, I can't. Damn it. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I said that it's a language that you don't ready.
Yeah, damn it. Because I can read Common, Draconic, and Druidic, but not.
wait, shit, you can read Draconic too? Then why'd I take Draconic? Fuck.
Why did you take Draconic?
Stop metagaming.
I know I'm meta.
Yeah, stop metagaming.
Sorry.
That
So,
way, like,
I don't really care, but...
distributing languages is like metagaming of the highest order at the beginning of the game.
I'd also like to point out that I did not metagame. I took what sounded cool. To be fair.
I metagame.
I took what fit for me, so like.
Yeah, same here.
I'm a free spirit, dude. I
I
could
mean,
have
okay,
taken
listen, I'm not going to judge anyone. I once made a bard who knew deep speech for the explicit purpose of fucking a mind flayer, so, like, I'm not going to judge anybody
I mean,
for their
that's
language.
not metagaming.
Wait,
That's
fucking
just
a
an
mind
example.
player or fucking a mind player?
Oh, hey,
Yeah, that would be
Knott's
literal only
roommate's
reason.
back.
No, but like,
Oh, hi, roommate.
what was it?
Anyhow, so, you don't really see Elin doing anything particular. He looks like he's almost just relaxing. Like, he glances at the clock occasionally, but it's not like a desperate or panicked thing. He's just looking every once in a while, just keeping an eye on the time very casually. Azazel, up
Hi.
in the crow's nest where you sit with Daryl, Daryl seems to be trying his best to do his usual barrelman duties, keeping an eye out on the horizon, but he's obviously distracted. He keeps glancing down in the area where the captain's and Elin's quarters are, with
Okay.
a look of obvious distress on his face, and he's just obviously not in it. His attention is very much so elsewhere. And
Sorry, continue. Yeah.
your bird flying around, as far as you can tell,
Ew.
doesn't seem to be showing any signs of seeing anything coming.
Okay.
Could it be...
I mean, like, well, I'm trying to. So, like, can I like make an investigation check or like perception check with it or see, or is it just like there's like nothing? It's just empty water.
Not, what are you doing? Andrew,
What?
Not.
why are you like this?
What did he do?
Oh my god, I just saw...
Oh god,
what?
no, Andrew, stop.
Oh no, what did he do?
What? Wait,
Hi, hello, why are you like this?
wait, what just what?
Image.
Please stop.
Oh, he changed his picture.
Why do you all have webcams?
I just casually used
I
was using the
berries
shape
to
filter
cover up
thing
knots,
on my
so that's fine.
You have one, though. I don't have a webcam.
Anyhow,
How do you-
and for a long while, really nothing seems to be happening. About half an hour or so passes, and it's just all of you
Oh shit.
sitting around.
I like that.
It's almost a little bit awkward at this point because you've been hyping yourself up this much for some dramatic encounter, and nothing's happening. It's
No.
just you're all sitting around. And Destroza, in Elin's room, you notice he glances once more at the clock and calmly, entirely calmly, puts down the journal that he's been writing in, closes it, puts it down on the bed and stands.
Uh-oh.
And
Okay.
walks
Oh,
he walks to
no.
the desk and he raises the hand that is clad in the ornate looking bracelet once
Well,
more.
fuck.
And the bracelet flashes, the crystal on the bracelet flashes once more as he casts some variety of spell. And from the drawer, once more, there is a brief pop of light. And he reaches in and pulls out another communication crystal.
Oh boy.
And he raises it up to his mouth, and he begins speaking quietly into it, only this time it's once again in Elvish.
Oh my god.
Rip.
And this conversation doesn't seem to last long. It's not distressed or hurried in any way. It's calm voices just speaking back and forth to each other, and you can faintly hear another voice on the other end. And as they finish communicating, he simply says, now switching back into common just for the last moment, I don't think anything's changed. See you in a bit. And the communication flickers out, and he puts it back in the desk drawer. And he then walks over to one of the bookshelves, picks up a book, flips it open, and pulls out a small silver dagger from the inside.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Wonka.
He's gonna.
And none of us know this because this rose.
Yeah, because it's only Sanic that knows this.
I don't.
Bye, Sanic.
Which he then tucks into underneath one of the folds of his robe that he's wearing. Of the cloak.
Oh, boy.
He's gonna kill Greg.
Oh, I don't like this.
Captain. Damn it! I wanted to fuck
Don't
him.
like
Whatever.
And
You can still
I never
stop
get to
him
do
from killing the
anything.
captain.
Well, we don't know this yet.
Well, nothing.
he
We don't know
glances
this is
on the
happening.
clock once more, and then steps to the door of his room and steps out. Closing the door behind him.
Okay, Sanic, what do you do?
Sanic.
Well then. Don't like that.
Roll for initiative. You won't.
Who's closest to Sanic?
Oh yeah.
Who is?
If she
It would
leaves the room.
potentially be you, Azazel, because you are out. The crow's nest is on the upper decks, and you're a solid still like 50 or so feet away from where the captain's quarters in the front of the ship is. But
Yeah. I'm currently blind, but I'm not deaf, so I
Okay.
just want to
Yeah.
make that clear.
so you would be the closest.
Okay.
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 Oh.
Okay, so he just like left the room right now, right?
Yep. Closed the door behind him and left.
I decide to sort of like tail him. So I'm just like running as fast as my little teeny spidery
No,
legs.
you're
can-
web slinging.
I'm web slinging across
You're out
the
here
room.
Spider-Man in your ass along. Beautiful.
And like climb and manage to reach his robe, but like behind him, not on his shoulders or anything where you notice. And I just sort of like find a little corner, little pocket, and just like sit in there and just wait and watch what the heck's going on. Because I don't trust the fact that he's got a silver knife here.
Alright, roll stealth.
Okay, stealth, where's stealth?
Do you get plus stealth as a spider? That's
I
Okay.
don't think it matters.
So you managed to easily,
okay,
yeah, there's a very low DC one, but
Yeah.
you managed to crawl up into, he's wearing like a long cloak over casual garbs, and the cloak has a small pocket in it. And you managed to shuffle your way up to the side of the robe where the pocket is, and just tuck yourself in just neat enough that you're not worried about falling off.
What? Hello?
Hello?
My
Okay,
God.
then-
Hello, Sanic, can you hear us?
I didn't hear you for like a solid 3 seconds and I got
Oh.
super worried.
You must
Okay.
have cut out for a sec.
Well, so you nestle yourself just enough in the pocket that you're not worried about falling out.
Okay.
But you can still comfortably see everything that's happening.
Mhm.
And Elin makes his way over to the captain's door and knocks quietly on it and goes, Greg. And there's some faint footsteps from inside.
Oh no.
And after a moment or two,
Captain, we fucked up.
In the
Captain Gregory comes to the door, and he looks worn. The events that have happened on this ship and so far have obviously tired him out, but he brightens up ever so slightly upon seeing Elin.
Oh
And-
no.
He gets a faint bit of a smile on his face, and he goes, "Oh, hey, what
Oh, no.
what do you need?"
Quick, Sanic,
And
stop it.
Just pop out of his
Elin-
thing like and stab him like Loki.
Elin shakes his head and smiles a little bit, And reaching around back down towards his waist, he pulls out a small flask. And he goes,
It's poison.
I feel like we both need this right now.
Oh,
And Greg kind of grins a little bit and beckons him inside. And they walk in and
He's gonna kill Cyan.
close the door.
He's gonna kill everyone.
No, he's killing.
He's
Captain
Romeo and Julieting this
100%.
shit.
Okay.
And Thanik, you watch as he walks to the desk with Gregory and sits across from him as Gregory pulls out 2 small shot glasses and he pours both of them drinks. And they both throw back these shots like it's water.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
it's not poison. Or
Okay.
maybe he has really like bad issues and he's trying. Never mind.
And Gregory, he kind of leans down a little bit and he buries one of his head in one of his hands and goes, "How many years have we been on this ship?" And Ian kind of grins and goes, "God, almost 20 years at this point." And Gregory shakes his head and goes, "Almost 20 years on this godforsaken ship, and we have had no incidents. And the one time that we let other passengers onto this is what happens. You know what? You always said that this is what happens when we try to be nice to outsiders. I never believed you, but here we are." And Galen kind of laughs and shakes his head, and you can see over in the corner that Cyanth is sitting on the cot where Calvary's body once was. And he's sitting just reading a small book that obviously the captain must have given him at some point, and he entirely oblivious to this whole situation. He glanced up for a quick moment when Elin and Captain first walked in, but upon seeing that it was Elin, he glances back down to his book and continues on. And Elin goes, "Well, 20 years with no incidences. I'd say we had a good run." And Greg smiles a little bit and goes, "That's a better track record than most ships claim to have."
Class, I'm gonna kill you.
He pours a little bit more liquor between the 2 shot glasses and goes, "Well, to 20 years of good times." And Greg picks up the shot glass, smiles a little bit, and leans forward to cheers, and just as he does, Elin draws the dagger and lunges across the
Sanic, now!
I immediately
Sick! No!
changing back into my form and it's like, run! Get out of here! And just like grab hold of
Oh shit, I spelled that wrong.
Well, I mean, like,
You
if she's in
can't.
his pocket, transforming out of that would, like, rip up his cloak and
Out of
rip
your
up
way,
his
working
pants,
the
so, like...
So you spring back to your humanoid form, and in the process, you shred the pocket of this particular cloak. And as he's lunging forward with this dagger, he only manages to slightly graze the edge of Greg's throat
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh.
before falling
God.
sideways onto the desk as the force of youth growing that
Yeeting
quickly
himself into
You just need a
existence.
scream for
knocks him
I'm just like
downwards.
screaming like, what? No! Be God, stop!
Do any of us hear the screaming?
Azazel, roll perception, because you're
Oh yeah,
Just
Azazel, you're
oblivious.
right behind.
I'm just oblivious, like, hey, what's up? Okay, oh fuck it.
Well, I feel like we'd all be...
Nick, please.
like,
you're nearby, but
whatever, but, like-
you're at the car. If any of you are in the cargo hold, you're near like the front end of the ship,
Oh.
and this. Well, actually, you're near the back end of the ship. This is happening at the front end, so you'd hear it, but very faintly.
So let's go.
Can we
being
all roll
oblivious.
perception?
Yeah, you can all roll perception if you want.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Oh
percent.
wait, I have advantage. No, I don't.
5.
Not you hear the crashing of waves.
He's an idiot.
I
Dead.
take it.
Where is perception?
It starts with a
I'm
P.
not blind.
Wait, who rolled a 1?
Nobody rolled a 1.
Oh no, that was my other roll, because I had advantage. Oh, thank God.
Can I pray to the gods again?
Damn it.
I think Bull's the only one who hears this. That means that Sandyk's just gonna.
Yeah,
Sounds
so,
very
My
Yes.
barbarian senses are tingling.
That means Sandyk's just gonna have to fend him off until Vola gets there, because Vola's not
This
gonna
is
lower
fine.
him.
Vola and Barry, actually.
Ooh.
Barry,
Oh,
from where you are located at the back end of the ship, you hear the faintest of shouts that sounds to be vaguely feminine and coming from the front end of the ship. Vola, where are you right now?
I
You're with
don't know.
Hadley?
I was wherever Hadley went, because
You're with Hadley, which means you have closer back to the engine room, which means you as well, over the faint crackling of what is left in the engine, you hear a faint, very, very distant scream.
so I look at Hadley. I'm like, something's happening, and I fucking sprint that
Hadley
way.
is right on your tail. Following you.
Does Andrew join?
Andrew's following along, like, oh, we're going
You
somewhere.
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Andrew, roll a con save again.
I
Yeah,
have to.
Gnat, it's up to you if you're with them.
Oh my
Do I,
god.
do I vomit?
Yeah, you don't straight up vomit on the floor, but you're still very, very nauseous.
Alright, I will come with them as much as possible.
So you're following behind them, and back in the room, Greg has just this absolutely, utterly shocked look on his face. He looks just dumb. He doesn't comprehend what has just happened. And Elin glances up from where he is located, leaning slightly over the desk, and he has an almost feral look on his face.
Oh shit.
He's
Very-
glaring viciously in your direction.
Oh boy, does this mean I'm in a solo battle?
His
He
reaction.
goes,
Fucking
"You couldn't have just minded your fucking business."
Yeah, no, when there's a knife involved, no.
Sword, that's fine.
And-
Knife, no fucking way.
Yeah, the knife is where I draw the line.
Swords are obvious. Knives are hidden. That's where it gets bad.
Exactly.
Sits up a little bit, and he slams the knife, blade side down, into the desk.
Slam.
And at this point, even Cyanth in the background is now standing up and looking frantically at this situation, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened in front of him. And he goes, "You couldn't just mind your fucking business. You could have gotten off of this ship fine. I would have let you go. But no, you had to go meddle in business that wasn't any of your fucking business.
And I would have gotten away
And
with
now
it too if it weren't for you
I'm
meddling
going to-
kids.
It worked for you
You're
meddling
meddling
kids and
kids.
your dumb spider too.
And Greg's just staring at him. Like, he's no words, no reaction. He's just staring in obvious shock, like just a look of utter betrayal on his face. As Elin raises the hand that has the glowing crystal on the back of it and fires a firebolt in Greg's direction.
Pew.
Duck!
Does this hit?
Wait, Barry, you
What
know
about
this is
you?
happening, so you need to.
Wait, I know this is happening?
Yeah.
Yes!
You were too.
You're here!
Yeah, you heard it.
Well, you're on your way. You're flying over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you were at the communications crystal. You should have.
The firebolt
Damn.
goes wide around Greg, but catches the edge of his tunic sleeve, catching it slightly alight, and the sensation of it seems to shock him out of whatever state that he was in before.
Ouchie.
And he just stares wide-eyed for a moment and goes, "Elin?" And Elin glares in his direction before raising his hand once more, and abruptly you hear a high-pitched whistling sound coming from the communications crystal on his waist.
Ah!
Azazel, I'm going to need you to roll a quick perception check.
Wait,
Ah!
I'm so
Is this
confused where I
perception
am right
from
now.
my
I'm gonna be
eye-
totally
from
honest.
a sight, like seeing,
It could
like
be.
through my out, like okay.
Could be.
'cause- okay. Hold on, just 1 second.
You owl perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm still. I should still be blind and just looking at the thing. Fuck. Let me just check something really quick. Wait, what the fuck is going on? Okay.
Barry, you are at the
Yeah, okay.
rear of the ship with the communications crystal.
Okay, so did
Alright.
I did hear all
You're like at the cargo hold area.
Okay.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Nice.
This
Even
is
with
my
an
bird's eye
11.
view for me.
It works.
Even with an 11, considering the fact that you have a bird's eye view, at the very edge of the
It's a missile.
horizon, you see a slight shimmering,
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, boy.
and the shimmering seems to be getting closer rapidly.
Is it pirates?
It's the Flash.
Here's what I do. Here's what I do.
Gibby, I'm water boy.
What?
You're Aqualad, dude.
I'm like back in my body. I'm like, Daryl, there's like something heading this way. It seems very fast. It's like in the air. It's like shimmering. I don't know.
Miko,
What it is,
Daryl
but-
sits up and looks over, and a look of dawning horror appears on.
he knows what it is.
And he goes,
Uh-oh.
"We're going to need to get down to the ship. Get down to the ship right now. Get down. Go.
Okay,
It's a
yeah.
bird.
I just like Jack Sparrow, like jump off and they slide down like
I feel like you
acrobatics,
should
yeah.
roll acrobatics for that one.
acrobatics.
Yeah, for that, that's gonna be an acrobatics check if you're just jumping off of the fucking.
Ah, fuck. You
Okay.
actually got away with it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
I have
it's
6%. I have 6 acrobatics.
Oh.
So you do this sick ass jump straight off of the crow's nest, which Daryl looks slightly confused and then begins climbing down from the crow's nest like a
normal
human being.
I'm not a human. Smile.
And
Sweet.
he looks over at you and goes, I'm going to need you to get to Pat and message the others right now and tell them to get to the cannons."
Okay, I run down to Patton and downstairs in the communication area, I guess.
Big.
And let's just do a quick transition back here. Dish Rosa in the room as this high-pitched sound begins emitting from the communications crystal.
Wee woo, wee woo,
Uh,
wee woo.
Horrifying smile splits Elan's face.
Ew.
And he goes,
Uh-oh.
"Well, you're too fucking late now." And he begins laughing quietly as he stands up, stumbles backwards a little bit, and then immediately rushes out of the.
Do I get to the door in time?
As anyone
You
gets to the
are
team.
now, you and Gnat are now getting to the top deck, and you just see relatively close to you, because the stairs are relatively close to where the quarters are. You see Elin stumbling out of this room and staring towards the horizon.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking just deck him.
What, like football, like pin him, or just
Like, straight up just deck him to the ground.
Alright, go for it.
Oh,
So I'm
complete
gonna
complete side note, but the way Pierce's head is when the light behind him, it almost looks like he has cat ears. I just wanted to point that out to everybody.
Does it act?
Wait,
It
what?
does. It honestly does.
It does more when he tilts his head. Yeah, there we go. No, yeah, that.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a webcam thought.
That actually does not hit.
Oof.
Ouchie.
So as you swing at Elin, he deftly sidesteps your attack and it does this same slightly almost crazed grin in your direction as he turns and continues sprinting to the edge railing of the ship.
We can't let him get.
I try to
Eat
intimidate him.
himself up to the other ship. or
Barry,
whatever.
at this point, you have now also reached the top deck, and you can.
Oh wait.
Okay, I can do something
Nick,
cool.
do you have like entangle and shit? Like spells wise?
Yes, but character-wise, I feel like I'd try to shoot him with the bow and arrow.
Oh my god.
I'm not the brightest. I ain't the
Can I
sharpest
cast
tool in the
Serious
shed.
Laughter on him?
If you want, like.
Where am I at this point? Am I just on? Am I
Yeah,
still falling?
you're also on the deck. You have now reached the deck. Pretty much all of you are on
Wait.
the top deck as all of this is happening.
How far is he?
Okay.
Is he within 30
Uh,
feet of me?
Yeah, I'll definitely say that he's within 30 feet.
Where are you
wait,
going,
wait,
friend? How do I roll to hit that?
It's
You should.
It's just a normal melee spell attack.
Yeah, melee spell attack.
I
so
react.
just plus prof and plus your spellcasting.
All right. So we just roll in a d20 plus.
Yeah.
What are my mods? Mod is 4.
So plus 6, because prof at this level is 2.
Yeah, your proficiency plus your spell attack bonus.
Oh.
Oh.
Yo,
Wow.
let's go.
So,
Thor, whip that shit. Wait, does that mean I hit someone else? Just.
I think that just means that you don't even cast it. It just fucking. It just fizzles.
It fucking
No.
wraps itself around you.
yeah, you try to flash out with this particular whip, and yet again, with a quick flare of light from the bracelet on his hand, he all but bats it out of the air and continues to the railing, where he stares out at the shimmering effect that is now getting dangerously close to the ship. And he grins wildly. And
Okay, I'm
Hog
going to.
champion.
Oh fuck! What am I gonna do?
are you officially casting Hideous Laughter on him?
Oh,
Oh,
me? Yeah.
you go first.
Make him
Let's see.
collapse from his own laughter.
Wisdom saving throw. What did I say that his?
You look like you're having a bad time. How about a
Where are
laugh?
you?
I feel like that wouldn't even. I feel like he's just chilling. I feel like we don't even need to like do anything.
No, he's gonna fucking escape, Tyler. He's about to leap
Oh, it's-
himself over the edge of the
Oh, I
fucking
thought he was
railing.
just like laughing like randomly. Just,
No!
He got a 14.
Alright, so wait, what's.
It is against your
Spell.
spellcast DC.
Yeah, your spell save.
That's
Which-
gonna be a beats it, I think, on him.
Yeah, that's probably gonna. I think he's gonna win because
Yeah, probably.
he's gonna.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, where.
Which is it's in your
It's
spells.
8 plus your
Oh.
spell mod plus your.
Yeah, go to spells. You should see right
It
above.
should
Yeah.
be in your.
Yeah, if you
11. Yeah, he beats it. 14.
I'm gonna cast hideous laughter.
So as this is happening,
Well, I guess yeah.
I want all of you to roll perception.
Oh, okay.
Good with that.
Where's my perception?
God fucking damn it.
Harry?
3.
Perception.
That's 2 in a row.
So,
Mother.
You have no
You
reason to
die.
complain.
so literally
all?
only Vola
Vola and
and Vola and Lazuli.
who? Okay.
As you look over at this shimmering area, you come to the abrupt realization that it's some variety of. And as soon as this realization clicks in the back of your mind, the shimmering effect vanishes, and you see 3 large ships pulling toward the ship.
Hi, Peterson's roommate.
Oh, I thought it was a missile. Oh.
Tyler,
I thought it was like a missile flying at us.
Tyler,
It was like
Tyler's
a,
in D&D. Hello?
yeah, there was a magic missile. Fuck.
Magic missile.
I think the range is a
Okay.
little
Well,
As these ships pull closer, you notice that one of them, on the deck of one of them, there is a large ballista with a harpoon attached to the edge of it. With a long thread of thick rope attached to the end of the harpoon.
they're gonna grapple
And
us.
immediately in the direction of the ship.
Do it. You won't. Cowards.
Can I? Oh, no, never mind.
Wait, we can't.
really
Oh
want-
no.
I don't know.
Can somebody,
Y'all haven't. You didn't notice the illusion yet.
I don't know what the fuck's going
can
on.
somebody tell me that it's an illusion?
I
It's
did.
like, no, this is an illusion.
Okay. Yes. So hey, yeah.
Wait, do they
There's
fire
3
or
boats.
readying to fire?
I like both.
They are readying to fire, and they are only maybe 100 to 150 feet.
I am
That
going
might
to
be in range.
position myself near like whatever's in like the line of fire of that. I'm going to get ready to leap and grab it out of the air and take it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's a harpoon from a ship.
I mean,
It's
he's
huge.
a half-elf.
I'm a 7'6" barbarian.
It's a harpoon.
You know what?
that's getting
You know what?
launched From
Okay.
a cannon out of a ship.
Wait, so do we know now
Pierce.
that
Listen,
Lazuli has said something? Do we know
It's
what's
a
going down?
giant crossbow.
Pierce.
It's like a
And,
huge.
I can cast Call to the Wave, so I can literally have the water push you up to it.
Yes.
This is so stupid.
Well,
And you
I
Hey,
look at- I look
while
at,
this is
I look
going
at,
down, do we notice it
Leslie,
now?
I'm like, help me with
Have,
this. Let's
have
go.
you? Did you shout and inform all of
I
them?
thought
that
I
it's
thought he
an
did. That's why.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alright,
so
I'm
now
gonna
that
pray that this works.
Oh.
now that somebody
God.
I also cast hideous laughter on. I cast hideous laughter on.
all right,
Also,
So,
side note.
that is a 15.
Where is the? How far is the harpoon away from us?
Yeah.
Alright, Pierce,
it is
here.
only about 100 or so feet.
We
away.
breaking that shit.
Maybe 75.
We breaking
getting
that
directly
shit.
closer.
there we go.
Oh wait, can I actually cast Bardic Inspiration on Pierce?
Yeah.
Yes, give me inspiration. This is how we're gonna do this.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
fucking leap off the boat, grab the rope, and climb up to their boat.
What do you do? What do you do for Bardic
It's
Inspiration,
hard to
Andrew?
get
Do you
up.
sing it? Are you singing? Are you
As
playing an instrument?
you have become aware of these ships approaching, you hear a loud clacking noise, like a loud sound of a chain being drawn in some way, shape, or form, and then a loud ka-thunk as you see the harpoon fire and begin hurtling towards the
Let's
golem.
do this. Okay, so I rage as my bonus action, and I leap off the boat to intercept the harpoon.
God,
Again, while all
I
this,
honestly kind of want this to work. Like,
hey, while all this,
It's not.
Well-
You're just gonna get stabbed.
Fucking 19, let's go!
What a guy!
Hell
Hey,
yes!
hey,
So-
Miss DM lady, Miss DM lady, while this goes down, can I be actually productive?
yes,
But wait,
I,
there's no
I want to
ground.
cast
There's no
spike
ground.
growth on the
No.
harpoon cannon.
But there's no
Uh,
ground. It's what?
Do I need ground?
It says the ground in a 20-foot radius centered on the.
yeah, it is just kind of water.
Fuck.
I mean, I don't know if you can do it from water or not.
I don't know.
Well, no, wait.
If you were are you casting it on the ship itself? Because I'll consider that as like a possible thing.
Well, like I was because it's in the center radius, so I was doing like where the harpoon's sitting.
Yeah. Okay.
Like not the
Oh, you
flying
mean where
harpoon, but the
ballista
cannon.
is? Yeah.
Well, would that? Okay. So, I'm just going to say that the ballista isn't moving, so it's
just
not
like
going to
that
take
boat.
any damage.
No, I think the point is to
Okay.
like get anybody around the ballista.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, also the
Yeah,
ballista
there
would
is
take.
a driver sitting in the ballista seat, but they're
And
also
that
not.
means spikes would grow up into his ass.
You know what it works? That's one way to stop
No,
him.
but they have. It's only when they move they take damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not moving.
So it would just be like,
So,
oh, guess I can't
These
get after. So.
vines and thorns, you can see from where you are that they have begun sprouting around the bottom of this particular ballista. And as these ships are becoming closer and closer, you can now see that each of these ships is also equipped with one of these.
Fuck,
as
I don't
well
have
as
that many
handful
levels.
of cannons on the edges.
Fuck, I can't cast that many
And
spells.
the bottom of this particular ship has now gotten a healthy layer of thorns around the first ballista on it. Vola, as this harpoon with the rope comes hurtling towards you, you spring into the air and deftly manage to catch it. It is,
I'm still. How big is this harpoon? Like,
it's about the size of Vola. Like, it's a large harpoon.
I'm just that
I mean,
good.
whatever. You got a 19, sure.
Like
I,
I'm
Yeah.
raging too right now, so there's like fucking like divine energy crackling around
Exactly.
me, and I'm just like, let's go.
So, Vola catches this harpoon deftly, and the rope that it is attached to is pulled taut, and it begins trying to drag you towards the
I
other ship.
leap over to the other boat. I go with
It is 100 feet away.
if the harpoon's dragging me over there anyway, I'm gonna go with it. Like
Okay, valid, but you're going to end up in the water.
oh my god.
Because it's going to
fight
kerploosh into the water and continue dragging you.
Hey, Pierce, none of us can get over there.
I could swim there if I have to.
Can I fly over it technically? Because
The
does that
ships
count as 10
are
feet?
still getting progressively closer as this happens.
Yeah, then I could just jump in
Actually,
the water
so-
after you.
can I cut the rope?
Yes, if you'd like.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my axe to cut the rope.
So you use your axe, slice the rope, and the rope immediately gets pulled across back over towards the
And I'm
water.
gonna throw
and,
the harpoon back at them.
Fucking monk deflect missiles.
I don't think you can reach. Again, it's 100 feet away.
Okay, fair enough.
He's gonna try anyway.
It is far away from you.
Well, I mean,
I'll wait until they get
javelin
closer.
range is 120, so if he's strong enough,
That is true.
I feel like that's not unheard
But you're
of.
also in the air above water, throwing
Okay.
a weapon that you aren't proficient
We'll
at.
say that you can try this, but there's going to be disadvantage.
Oh, sweet. Alright, let's go. But the real
Wait, you
question
still
is,
have
does
Bardic
this count as
Inspiration,
athletics,
right?
or then I just have
Bardic
to roll-
Inspiration doesn't give advantage. Bardic Inspiration gives an extra D6.
Yep.
Okay.
Can
So
this
just
count as
athletics.
athletics, G?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say it would be an athletics
Alright,
roll
so
to try and
the
throw a harpoon
two
very far.
advantage and disc cancel out, and I have Bardic Inspiration, so I'm probably gonna add...
Yeah, so
I don't even need to add the Bardic
Wait.
Inspiration. let's
you
go.
yeet
We know what
this
Sanic looks
harpoon
like now?
Annoyed. I'm annoyed.
over
the
towards
hell?
the ship, and it pierces itself into the top deck of the ship. And finally, these boats are within enough range, and Daryl begins frantically looking around the group now that he has finally reached down to the top deck. And he looks over at you, Azazel, and goes, "Cannons?"
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot about that.
Ah,
the
but he was too
cannons.
captured by my amazing display of athletics.
I forgot. I was like, oh, we're fucked. We're gonna have to get. Yeah, can we go to the cannon? We need to go to the cannons. I want to go to the cannons. I'm
The
going.
cannons are on the deck immediately below this one, slightly
Yeah, I'm
tucked into
sprinting
one
to the
behind.
cannons.
Dumb question. Can I use a cannon? With
Yes, that's what you're. If
No.
there are 5 cannons located on the ship, currently only 3 of them are facing in the direction of the 3 approaching ships.
I am
Okay,
1
I mean,
foot tall with disadvantage on all strength things.
Can you
I
fit
don't
into a
think we can
cannon?
load the cannon, but I think
Load
we
him
can
into
fire
a
the
cannon!
Can we put Barry into a cannon?
No.
Yes.
That's a large explosion happening behind
He
him.
would die. Anyway,
Wait.
I'm manning one.
Wait, yo, dumb idea. What if I turn into a wild shape first?
Oh yeah,
Can you turn into a rock?
Cause then the damage splash. The damage
But it
splash.
doesn't make any sense. You could just fly there.
But I fly at
Not as
30.
fast.
Using your movement to
Alright.
eventually get there. Where I'm manning one of the cannons.
I'm flying at them.
Alright.
Never mind.
I'll
Fuck,
man
fuck the
one.
cannons.
Also, yeah, where's Vola? Is she just in the water now?
No,
Okay.
Vola has safely landed back very
Oh, yeah, where's
perilously,
that
but
one?
has safely landed back home.
Barry, I'm going to jump into the water and follow you underwater.
All right. I feel like I've seen this in a
One
movie.
sec, I need to look something up.
Someone swimming
So
while
if
someone
we're
flying.
doing this and you are manning the cannons, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
One
Okay.
sec. I need to.
Wait,
I'm looking up the long jump rules for DnD.
Please don't try to yeet into the ship.
Fucking A! I can't roll high numbers.
17.
No, I can't do that far.
Do I need to roll
Oh.
too?
I think we should
Although-
just
Yep.
cannon it first, and then
Fun
if
fact.
Initiative, right?
Tyler, it's
Yep.
too late. Two people
this
are in the
point,
water and one is in the air over
Greg
the water.
has stumbled
who's in the
kind of
water?
quickly out
Me-
of
Quaz?
the,
Vola
What?
and me.
why are you in the
water.
No, Vola's on the ship.
Oh,
Briefly,
okay.
On this Disgrozo, we can say that you
Yeah.
followed him,
Yeah.
and you're all just standing on the top deck at the moment,
Yeah.
besides the people who have decided to go down to the cannons.
But like, yeah, like, why don't we just cannon, and then if they still end up getting here, then
Fuck
we can
that
try
shit.
and
I'm
form.
flying to them.
And what are you gonna do? Nobody's there, and there's just gonna be cannons raining at the ship that you are currently on.
I'm not gonna be. Oh, actually, shit, you're right. But
Fun
I'm gonna
fact.
just fuck them up.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn into an animal.
I-
You
actually-
can't make
You can
it
only
to the
move
ship.
30 feet.
I can
Fuck off.
straight up by the D&D rules make a fucking long jump of like 20 feet plus.
Yeah, I'm
Why?
aware of the long jump.
Why don't we not do that and just shoot the cannons?
No,
Listen.
fuck off.
Alright.
I am going with
Also
Barry.
not. You need to roll initiative.
Lazuli is
Yeah,
my
it's part of my
babysitter, and
initiative
that's
order
how it's
here.
going down.
Yes.
People haven't rolled initiative yet.
I did.
Oh no, I'm stupid.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
stupid.
everybody did. I'm just marking down for
I
my
didn't see
personal
Andrew's
notes what the
because-
initiative order.
The thing
Hey,
is
what
right.
level are we? I feel like I should know this right now.
Wait.
Yeah,
3.
y'all are still y'all
Okay.
are
You haven't
currently-
done anything. You haven't killed anything. You haven't even gotten any experience.
I know, no, I'm
Yeah,
just.
no, you haven't. This is like your first major battle.
Well, I was
so-
checking if we were 3 or 2 because I couldn't remember. I knew I got my first set, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, we're
Okay.
3. We're level 3.
Yeah, we're level 3.
Okay, I think I'm first, I guess.
Oh.
Yep.
So wait, who's on the ship? Who's on the cannons with me? It's me.
It's you.
It's like one of the
who has
NPCs.
decided to go man cannons?
I think it was you and Gnat.
The moment I get close enough, I'm gonna yeet myself over to the other ship.
We only have 3 people left, like on the ship out of our party right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Alright.
sure I'm still on the ship, right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
Unless you have decided to go elsewhere, you are currently located up on the ship.
I'm keeping an eye on that guy because I don't know if he's gonna like go crazy and like. Go
Oh yeah, we never.
Oh yeah,
stuck-
he never rolled the save for Andrew's hit.
No, he did. He rolled
No,
the
I
save
did.
for both
Yeah,
of them.
he
He did
saved
last
on both
turn.
of them, and he's
Oh.
now currently just standing on the deck watching these ships approach with a manic look.
I almost feel like just leave them.
I have the
Go on this
harpoon.
ship.
Can I just stab it into his face?
You threw the harpoon.
Oh right, I did.
You're also on the.
Oh yeah, what did it
No,
do?
you didn't. So,
What did the harpoon do?
It just launched itself in the ship. It didn't actually
Oh,
do much. It was more just me being intimidating and also like just doing a thing.
So, Azazel, first in the order is you. These large cannons, you were shown these cannons when you first got onto the ship, and Daryl is now down in the area where the cannons are with you. And he points out exactly how you are meant to man these things.
Pirates
As a
101.
bonus action each turn, you can load the cannon, and then your action would be to fire it.
Okay. Yeah, if I'm going first, then my bonus action. I'm gonna load the cannon, and then I'm gonna fire. Like, what do I roll for fire? Is it just like a range?
It is just a generic,
D20.
yeah, and there are 3 ships coming your direction.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
aim.
have the stats for these cannons, and the cannons. The
This is
cannons do 10d8 bludgeoning damage upon it.
Wow.
Ooh,
Alright,
okay.
Um,
Alright, I'm gonna, yeah, like I said, I load the cannons for bonus action, and then as my action, I'm gonna fire at the one that's, like, I'm assuming, like, the 3 ships are coming, like, a triangle formation, like,
Yep.
there's one in the front, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot at the one that's closest to, like, or at the top of the, fire, like, the top of the triangle, I guess. And it's just a d20.
Alright. Yep.
That's an 18.
Nice.
That distinctly hits. So you load the cannonballs are just these large, heavy balls of lead,
Balls
and
of
you
balls.
load one of them into the front of the cannon,
Oh,
like
shit,
Daryl
sorry.
shows you how to do. And as you light the fuse on the back of this cannon, the entire ship almost bucks with the force of this cannon firing.
Pog.
And it is
10d8, you said?
10d8.
Oh, 10d8, not 8d10. Okay, 10d8. 48 damage.
Alright, so, and the force of this cannonball shreds through and pierces a solid hole in the front hull of one of these
Yours.
ships.
Oh my god, Sandy, that's cute. That's
Thank
Pog.
you.
And it is now onto Lazuli.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
oh yeah,
amazing.
Lazuli.
wait,
So-
but how are you following me if I...
Nick, look at the Discord and look at Stanix image.
Yo,
there.
Pog?
Wait, what? I have not seen it yet. So...
Adorable.
Well, I'm gonna be babysitting, I'm babysitting, Barry, right? So
But you're
I'm
still, like,
probably...
in it. Oh, so I was gonna say, like, you're sitting in an issue, so you have to, like, use your movement to...
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna move another 30 feet
Wait,
closer to the ship, 'cause I
side
assume that...
side note, how far are the
They
ships?
are, at this point, these ships are about 75 feet away.
From our ship? So,
Yeah.
and if we just jumped in the water, we're still at 75?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you are getting progressively closer
At
with your...
what-
And I
speed
just
are they
wanted to be
moving?
known that I'm... Okay, I just want to be known that I'm, like 10 feet underwater.
Exactly
Pog.
10 feet, no more, no less.
Around, okay, around 10 feet. But it's not like I'm, like, on the surface where I
Yeah,
can
on
be
the surface
hit by
of the pool.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So you are about 45 feet away from...
okay. And that's about all I can do right now, so...
Also, if
I'm
we're
going-
making that note, I'd like to note that I'm exactly 10 feet above the water.
Okay.
Because I can only
You are skipping along above the water just enough so that you're that no...
Should I have rolled initiative for my bird?
Your
No,
bird
it has
can't
your
do
initiative.
interaction.
Yeah, it has your
Yeah,
initiative.
your first
Well,
one
yeah, I can. My bird can fly in the face of.
I'm
the
pretty sure that that spell says you can't do attacks, right?
No, but you can distract.
Familiars can distract things.
Okay.
And they also can attack. They only do 1 damage.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna-
just as a
well-
reference point, I'm just gonna sketch this out in the middle. This for shits and giggles, cause do.
Oh, this sucks. See, I don't even. My familiar's not doing it. I snapped it back out of existence.
I still can't wait for my opportunity to get onto one of the other boats and just draw my axe and be like,
Deshozo, we are on to you.
Alrighty. I still don't know what the heck's going on with this dude.
Yeah, Elid is still on the top deck, and he just seems to be waiting patiently for the... Or
Okay.
at least for these ships to get into somewhat variety of range.
Wait, I have a question. Is Daryl also like manning this?
Daryl is down with you, and if there is an open cannon, he will probably begin manning it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
he
because
is
only me
currently...
and Todd are down there.
Yeah.
are there any other crew members doing anything?
Hadley seems to be along with you, where she is waiting somewhat farther back than you'd expect her to be waiting, but she's waiting back and seems to just be staring at the ships, waiting for them to get into close enough proximity for her to be effective. And Patton is kind of hidden somewhere, like he dipped.
He dipped.
Patton
That's
is a
Cook,
scaredy
like, what
boy.
do you expect?
Surprisingly, however, Cyanth and the captain are currently standing side by side, and there seems to be a faint glowing energy crackling along Cyanth's palms as he stares down at the water below.
Oh,
Fuck.
now he's gonna use magic to help us.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
but
Wait,
fact,
wait,
he's a
wait,
sea
wait.
sorcerer, so this is his
Oh,
moment.
Wait, who is?
Oh, okay.
Who is?
Cyanth.
Oh,
That's
okay.
helpful.
That's Pog.
So, we are on to Dishrosa.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna try charming him into giving me more information as to what the hell's going on. What is he up to in the first place?
Alright, go crazy.
Even though I have barely any charisma, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Well, if
Maybe
you're
more
using
intimidate.
If you're using charm person, it doesn't matter.
No,
what,
I think she's
your
just saying like.
Yeah.
Oh, you're using charm person.
No, I don't have charm person.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I would say you might want to intimidate.
Yeah, I'll try intimidate.
Yeah, you are a fucking lizard.
I would just bop
Yeah,
him
I
over
am
the
a
head.
lizard person.
I mean, that's
I
fine.
feel like we don't even need any more information. I feel like we should like.
I feel like we
Tie
should
him
throw
up.
him overboard.
We should just
Well-
assume that he's trying to kill us.
Assume
Well,
he cannot
okay.
swim.
That may be the case, but like.
Presumably
how
you
is he
have
trying to
rope.
kill us?
Presumably
Why
you
is
have
he
because
trying
like.
I have rope.
Wait, yeah.
So like we could just like tie him up.
Tie
and
him
then,
up and leave him dragging behind the ship.
No, just tie him
No.
up.
Yeah.
And then you can interrogate him later.
I mean, we could do that, yeah.
By dragging him behind the ship.
Exactly. See, Pierce gets where I'm looking at. Or picks up, picking up what I'm
Yeah.
putting down.
Alright, so,
Right.
as you approach Elin, he is staring very, very intently at the ships, and as you approach him, he turns and glares in your direction momentarily. She's like,
What's up?
you again?
Yeah, hi, what's up? Anyway, so, what the hell, dude, first off? Second off, why? And third off, you better answer me, or this is where I try to roll for intimidation.
Just
Roll
like
that good
you're a
intimidation
lizard
roll.
man, Santa. Just grin your teeth open.
Oh, heck.
So, as you begin baring your teeth towards, Elin, it seems that whatever manic state that he has hyped himself in is just making him almost impervious to this. And he grins right back at you as you almost bare your teeth towards him. And he's like, he just stares, smiles, and goes, I was going to let you live.
Fuck ass,
And-
tie him up.
I'm just gonna take my axe to him.
Don't kill him! Oh
We
my
can't
god!
kill him yet!
Do it, you won't.
And, Deshroza, is there anything else that you would like to do?
Oh boy. You know what? You raised my hand. We're tying you up, buddy.
Fuck.
And you're not gonna enjoy it.
Thanks for specifying. We needed that.
Well,
It's necessary.
we are going to consider the intimidation roll an action. However, you can still move around a little bit, and there are some minor bonus actions if you have any bonus actions.
Well, I guess that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have any bonus actions?
It's like spells and shit.
Oh,
Well, certain spells allow you to do bonus action.
yeah. Nah, I don't got much, so. I mean, I have poison spray, but that's not gonna do anything, so.
Just fail the intimidation roll and just backed off.
I try intimidating him again.
The sheer terrifying mania in his eyes step back a little bit because you get the feeling dealing with an insane man right now. And it is now actually Elin's turn, and as he is grinning this
Monka
wide, manic grin towards you, you are staring at him for a long while, and the crystal on his wrist flashes, and he disappears.
Wait, what?
Ah,
What the hell?
God damn it, teleporting mages again.
I told you
It might have
guys.
been an illusion.
Why didn't
though.
you kill him?
The boy has vanished.
Can I
Vola, it is
see
now
if I
on
can
to you.
figure out- No, wait.
Alright, so the other boat's like what, like 120 feet away from us or so right now?
It's about the closest one is about 75 or so. The two behind it are flanking it very, very closely, and they're at about, I'd say, like 80 to 90 feet of back.
I need to check something quickly. One sec.
Oh my god. I should make soup.
Yo, that's such a good idea. Do I even have any?
Or...
Hold up.
Okay, no, I can't do it.
Oh,
I
have
was
to
just
wash
checking
my
what the
bowl.
range is on hand axes. I was gonna see if I could nail
You
somebody
just
with
yeet.
one. But their max range is 60.
Maybe you could come
And you
down
can
and
see
handle
a
it.
handful of,
I have javelins.
Maybe
you can
could
see a
come...
handful of people milling around and manning cannons and stuff on each.
Alright,
Maybe you can like man a cannon.
Yeah,
and shoot-
You got
I'm
this.
just gonna go. I'm just gonna like at least for the start. I'm gonna fucking get onto one of the boats as quickly as I can to fucking bash heads in. But right now, I'm just gonna go load some. I'm gonna load a cannonball in.
All right, so there is one remaining cannon left, and it is the one at the stern of the ship. And you turn it to face the oncoming ships, load it, and
How much?
It's just a D20.
Just a
You're
D20.
rolling
Oh,
for your.
right,
It's an attack roll.
Oh, okay. Attack roll. Let's see. Like, using what? Just any. Like, what am I using for the attack mod? Just.
I think it's just like a. I don't even think there's attack mod. I think it's
There's
just,
not really an attack mod because you're not the one doing.
All right, fair enough.
This is we are going by siege
Yeah.
rules
Okay.
here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
poggers.
19.
So that is a hit. Which of these ships are you hitting?
I'm gonna go with the farthest one.
All right, and the farthest one. So that is again going to be 10d8.
All right. 10d8.
Oh wait, actually, you are lucky. The one that I placed at the stern is one of the only heavy cannons on the ship, so that's 10d10.
Okay. How do I roll?
If you go to the left, and you click the dice.
The
thing,
left.
like the
And
left
then
of your
you can
screen.
go
Yeah.
for advanced dice roller,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Yep. There we go.
advanced roll number.
Oops, did not mean to do
dice,
ignore that.
etc.
Ignore that. 10
D10.
D10. Yep.
Oh boy.
It's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
62.
That's a lot of damage.
Is this the first the front ship too? Did you?
No, I
fire?
shot the back ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that cannon blast pierces through the front edge, the very front part of the ship, and it actually successfully, in doing so, it fucks up one of the cannons that is located at the very front of this particular ship.
I make a very rude gesture at that ship.
They're far away and probably can't see that, but they can feel the meaning of that. And with that, it is actually Hadley's turn. And she is stepping forwards to the front end of the ship, and she actually climbs up onto one of the banister railings and seems to be perching there and readying herself for what comes next.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is then going to bring things onto Gnot.
Okay.
Oh my god, finally.
Freaking out.
Not. No. Anyway, what ships are left? Or
They're
there?
all there. There's
They're
the
all
front
They're
ship.
all there.
The front ship has damage. The right back ship
Far
has
back
damage.
ship.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah, and then like there's one ship that's undamaged.
Okay, I do basically the same thing as Tyler did. Load and fire cannon at the front ship.
Alright.
What is it?
Give me that
It's
good
a-
attack
it's a
roll.
D20
Just a
for, like-
generic
It's a
D20.
D20
attack roll.
Alright. Wait, hold on. I typed in F
Oh, he fucking
instead
rolled
of.
the
Oh,
fudge
you can
D20.
roll
Yeah.
one.
I'm like, huh?
You can press just the dice button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like typing. It's funny.
Oh.
There you go.
Andrew.
I do not mean to fudge a one for my.
What I got.
I'm like, okay. So
He
that
purposely fails
manages
it.
to hit. And again, that is one of the light cannons, so it is 10d8 damage.
You yeet.
That's a good amount of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
How about a little bit more? A little more fun.
Big damage. That's some big
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
Y'all are lucky that literally all the ships really were bad for their initiative.
Hey, I gotta roll
They're about
first.
to return fire.
They're all gonna
Oh,
shoot
mark
me.
it as.
Well, granted, one of them won't because I fucking destroyed one of the cannons, but.
There's several cannons on each ship, just as a
Fair
note.
enough.
Yeah, so
No, I figure, but like.
every cannonball's
the main
going for
front
me. I'm
one
calling
is
it now.
Andrew, are you gonna roll
Yeah.
damage?
Oh.
10d8.
Like we do need you to do that.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Special rolls. Ah!
Yes.
I should make this into a podcast so people can just hear random noises like that.
The adventures.
That's a lot
Ooh.
of damage.
That's a.
Shit.
That is a
Alright.
That's 4
insane
eights.
roll.
Holy shit.
4 8.
So,
Jeez.
You
This is a
fire
fun
these
one.
cannons on the frontmost ship as it approaches ever closer, and you shatter through one of the, just like the bottom right area of the ship has a chunk taken out of it. But it is still powering steadily along towards your ship. And it is now the first ship that you just shot the shit out of's turn. And
It
That
has more
ship-
than 102 health. No.
is the one which has the ballista, which was kind of fucked up by vines and etc.
Woo!
Which now is aiming yet another harpoon towards the ship.
Harpoon the whale.
which
Wait. If I was level 4, I
that
could
is
turn into
going to
a
hit.
fish. That would have been so fun.
And with this, the harpoon pierces into the front side of the Emojan's hull, and the rope goes immediately taut. Where is my damaged dice? Here
Oh
we
my
are.
gosh.
Uh-oh.
That
They're
is
gonna board.
advanced dice roller.
I
that is
want it to happen.
3
I'm ready for a fight.
plus-
I mean, same. I'm kind of itching to stab some.
That is that.
Jeez,
Roll.
just disappear.
So that the ship lurches as this harpoon slams into it, and the rope connected to the end of it goes taut, and the Emojin, which has prior to this been steady, begins getting dragged toward the nearest ship. And it's a slow progression because there is only one of these ropes holding it in place, but the drag is distinctly happening to a point where the ship is rocking slightly beneath your feet. And up next is the unharmed ship, actually.
Oh no, there's one left.
Are you guys showing off your videos? I can't. Sorry.
The unharmed ship from the back aims one of it. You can see one of the cannons near the front end of the ship swivel a little bit and aim towards the rear of the ship where captain's quarters are located.
You
And it
blocked that
fires
shit.
off a shot.
Wait, is Greg still in the quarters?
No,
No,
he's
he stepped
outside
Okay.
with cyanide.
Just checking.
Oh, but is the body still in the quarters? We kind of need that.
Yes, the body is in fact still just kind of chilling in.
Ah, fuck.
That is going to
Why
hit.
do we still have the body just hanging around instead of, disposing of it or putting it someplace where,
We need it.
From what you saw when you went in there, they have the body wrapped up
I know what
in
Pause
a
looks like now.
sheet.
Okay, so at least oh,
What?
Fuck
I
Jimmy!
can't see people's. I can't see everybody else's.
So,
Fuck Jimmy!
This isn't fair.
Sorry.
Why can't I see anybody
Sorry
else's?
to derail the
I saw it.
conversation.
I
We
saw
gotta
it.
clip it. We gotta clip it. We gotta
Oh,
clip
in the
it, boys.
oh, wait.
Alright.
He fucking turned on his fucking camera for a second.
Wait, why can't I see everybody else's thing?
Yeah, I can't see you guys this now.
You
Oh,
gotta
And
reload it.
Mine's out.
again,
I was
the
reloading
ship,
it still.
Shut up.
the ship shudders a little bit as another one of these
Also, yeah, I can't see anybody's other than mine.
Alright, the
heavy
ship
cannon
shudders!
rounds
Sorry.
pierces the deck. And as that happens, we are now on to Kaberi.
Woo! Finally. Alright, so
Yay!
give me a quick rundown of where the
The-
ships are in comparison to me again.
Now that the ship has, you haven't really gotten much closer to the ship, but the thing is, the ship is now being dragged to you.
Okay.
So the closest ship, instead of being 75 feet away, from the distance of where you were to the ship previously, it is now about 50 or so feet
Okay.
off. 50
Um,
to 45 feet off.
Side note with that, so we've shot the shit out of one ship, right?
Yes, there are 2 ships that have damage to them.
There's 2 ships that have damage to them? Okay.
Mhm.
How far am I from the one that
Hey, was that my voice
doesn't
sounds
have
like?
damage?
That is the farthest back one.
Alright. We gonna...
That's what I saw.
Wait, but
Take
like,
a little bit of a mark on the map.
is it
There
like
is
within 60 feet of me?
ships arranged in. The farthest back ship is farther off than the closest.
But is it like within
It's
60 feet?
yeah, sure. I'd say it's about. It's close to 75 or so.
Fuck. I'm a dash action this shit though. Wait, can I dash on flight? Is that how that works?
Just a real quick question that's
How
kind
did you can dash with flight?
I feel like I can. But Sam, what's your question?
those squares that are appearing on screen, those are the
I'm just marking off the vague location of how this ship happened.
Okay, so I'm guessing the red square is ours.
No, not the
No,
yellow
those
one
are
she's
the
putting in.
enemies.
Okay.
She's putting a yellow one in for us. Alright, so
Okay.
I wanna dash at the fire ship.
All right, so the far back ship is the one over here back corner. That
Because you
can
said that's the
probably
undamaged
see.
one, right?
Yep, that is the
we
undamaged
tearing that
one.
shit apart
Oh,
next
the
turn.
breaker one.
Alright, we good.
Okay, now it makes
To
sense.
battle,
Alright,
friends!
so you're dash actioning to get to the ship.
That makes me go
Alright,
60.
and you can definitely make it to the ship in that, but you use your action to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Wait,
you
no,
are.
you're going without me. I'm not able to watch
Which
over
does this
you.
mean that everybody on those ships is gonna have to roll initiative?
Oh no. Oh
Don't
dear.
worry, I
No,
have
wait.
a separate listing for that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
Oh dear.
I wasn't going to have us all sit through that. Don't. But you are now on the. We're going to say you are on that ship,
Okay.
and that is the undamaged. Yeah, you are on the undamaged ship as you yeet yourself onto this ship. As you are you in a beast form right now? What are you? What is the beast form? How are you getting here?
I'm flying.
Or are you? Okay, so you're just flying straight back.
Yeah, I
Cool,
can't,
great.
I don't have aquatic beast forms until next level anyway.
Yeah, it's
Alright, so you land on the deck, and at first, the people on the ship are so busy manning cannons and etc. that they don't actually notice you. But then after a moment or two, one of them seems to turn and notice the thing that's like immediately under them and goes, "What the fuck?"
Yo, what's up, friend?
And
Oh
there
no.
are two of these bandits that turn towards you.
Okay.
Yo, I'm a rough, tough bandit too. Check me out.
Oh, I have 2 Azazels. Nope.
Flex.
Lol.
There are
Flex.
2 Azazels. Oh dear. Hey, you guys are using my little sticky
I am using.
Uh,
drawings.
Alright, and now the ship that you are actually currently on is going to be attacking.
Hello.
That ship
Look at this ship.
is going to. You can actually see now that you are on one of these ships, that it is a large crossbow-style weapon with a man sitting in a gunner seat
Oh shit.
Okay.
that is sitting at the front end of one of these ships.
Oh, God.
And it takes aim at the vessel, fires off this large.
Wait, so he isn't gonna shoot me?
No.
Fuck.
It is taking aim at the ship.
I want to Kung Fu Panda this shit.
Which that
I
is
can do
actually
anything.
not going to hit. So it fires off this harpoon at the ship, and it goes wide, caught up in a faint breeze
Ha!
that kicks up.
You suck!
And even though it misses the man in the firing seat, there is another man who rushes over to stand beside him and begins cranking this large, heavy crank on the side of it, which begins drawing in the harpoon once more, and it returns back to its original firing position.
Yo, it's like you can't hit shit with that. What are you, my grandma?
Roll for fucking what is it? Scathing words or whatever the bard spell is.
I don't know. I'm just yelling mean things at them.
Oh,
No,
you
I
can't-
know. I'm just making a joke.
What are you guys doing there?
Which is now going to cycle back to the top of the. With it.
Poggers, I'm gonna as my bonus action load the cannon
Delete
again.
that. Whoever drew
Well,
that,
wait,
delete
which ship
that.
is Barry on the main ship? Like or the
No,
No, I'm
he's
on the
not
far
on the main
ship.
ship.
I'm on the far ship. Y'all
Yeah,
on
It is the
Tam.
ship that you have been firing.
Ah,
I'm going to mark this off with a slightly different color. Hell, that is the ship that you have been firing on.
Okay, that's the main front ship. Okay, I'm gonna fire on that ship again.
This is the ship that our dear friend Barry is on, and this is the far back ship.
Fuck.
Wait, am I not on the far back one?
I assumed that you wouldn't because Vola said that they were attacking the farthest back ship,
Oh, okay. I was just.
and you said that you want to go for the undamaged.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, never mind. We good.
So we see
Please
you
just turn
load
into
up.
a T-Rex, Nick.
What?
Never mind.
You load up this cannon and you take a shot, but you've never done this before,
Yeah.
and the
Beginner's
inexperience
luck.
that you have in using these particular weapons becomes evident when the sheer recoil from this cannon firing, you didn't account for that, and the shot goes wide.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Lazuli.
Okay. Well, let's see. Barry, you're at the far back ship. About how far away is that from me?
Barry is here.
Okay.
The far
And
back
I am
You are in the waters about like there. I'm just gonna. Hello, where is my drawing?
Good question.
Use the measure tool, because then you can like point. So like
I hate
you can
this.
point like with an arrow.
Yeah. So hi, you are about like here-ish. This is your range.
Mhm.
You're
Okay.
within range of the ship. Probably make these figures larger.
The entire continent's only 55 feet.
Oh yeah, distinctly.
We're all
Okay.
actually tiny.
This is like happening. Like this is like some Smash Bros. Shit happening on like some kid's
Yes.
desk.
We're just gonna
So,
How do I
what?
delete.
erase this?
Hi. I'm just making the figures larger so that they're easier
Should
to.
stop.
Ooh, ping.
Enemies here.
Enemies.
That one. We have
Oh, you weren't with Aaron and Bobby and I.
closest ship, which is right there. We have the one that our Dear Berry is on, which is right here. And we have the farthest back one, which is at a bit of an angle for.
How do you make
And
it easy?
You are. As I said, the closest ship has now been pulled into a range of 45 or so.
Okay. Do I have the movement to make it to the ship where Barry's at?
If you use your dash action just like he did.
Wait, no, but he moved
Okay.
first because he was first in the order. I thought he already moved. Right?
No, because that was your first action.
Yeah, that was your
Okay,
first
I
action.
thought
We're back
because
to
you were
top
first in the order, you moved first.
Yeah, but I didn't dash.
Okay.
Okay. I'll use my dash action, but I'll stay underwater still.
What is that sound? Alright, you're remaining underwater? Are you not
Yeah.
breaching and... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll just stay underwater for now.
Alright,
Okay.
so remaining underwater, you get right up beside this particular, the blue ship, and you manage to almost get like a hand on the hull to make sure that it's not going to drift away and going to remain in the same location. We're going to do... And now we're going to, very briefly, roll from my fun table.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
boy.
No.
Where is my fun table? Here is my fun
Rolls
table.
rolls
Oh,
a
I don't
100
like
on
that.
percentile dice. A fucking sea monster shows up to the battle.
Let's see.
Rolls a
We're
1.
going
Yeah,
to
gee,
pull
I think
this
Santa
one.
can
I saw, don't worry.
Can I
I mean, I think you just
Yeah,
able to
you're-
skip your turn.
No, actually,
Yeah.
the number on the percentile die is the number of sea monsters that show up.
This shows
fuck.
you remember the fact that Calbury
Dead.
Calbury's corpse is kind of left unattended, and
Oh.
you back into the captain's. Keep an eye.
yeah,
on
I
it.
just go run and yeet over there.
Yeet.
You yeet yourself in there to keep an
Yo.
eye on
Yeah.
it. And now, do.
Sea monster. Sea monster. Sea
That
monster.
is a 10. What did I say?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a
because he's
10.
a sorcerer. Maka asks.
Pog champion. We're fucked.
All right, so this should be interesting.
Down to 5.
You notice, Barry, while you are on the ship,
That's me.
you notice that the frontmost ship, you can see very, very clearly now from your proximity to it, the people on the ship begin taking these large, heavy wooden barrels and begin breaking them open and dumping the contents into the.
What the hell?
As they
Isn't
are
that what they
dumping-
do in Pirates of the Caribbean to get the Kraken?
As they're dumping
Oh
these
no.
giant, large vats of clear fluid into the water.
Yo,
They then take
the ocean has enough
these
water, assholes.
heavy torch-looking objects.
That's
large
very-
blades,
That's very much
fuck.
on
and
water.
throw them off of the
Wait,
hull of the
I
ship,
am
they're
in
gonna
the water.
they're gonna set
You're
fire
10
to
feet
the
under
ocean.
the water. You're fine.
catching the top layer of oil that they have just dumped onto the water ablaze.
They're gonna
Wait,
drag
These
aren't-
flames slowly but surely splashing their way with the current towards the ship.
Dumb
Isn't
question.
it gonna
Aren't
hit
they in
the
a
other
wooden
two
boat?
ships as well?
The current is actually leading in the direction toward the Emojin, hence why you were how these ships were able to get here.
Dumb
fast.
question. Aren't they in wooden boats?
They are, but the water is leading the flames away from them.
Yeah,
But they will follow.
that's the way the
me.
current works.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Leslie, hope you can waterbend this shit, because
Well, no, like the fucking fire will pass.
Oh
in a
yeah, no,
second.
he's fine
Behind it.
because it's going away from
no,
him.
I'm saying waterbend it away from our ship.
Oh no, y'all are fucked.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
He can control water.
But how much?
He's
water?
supposed to
We are
babysit
on
me.
fire.
to-
I don't know.
It would be Elin, however, Elin is not currently visible to any of you. As far as you can see, he is nowhere.
Pog.
He
Which
yeeted onto
means-
one of the ships.
Vola, we are on to you.
So are the ships coming closer or no?
They're not really coming closer, it's more you're being dragged towards them.
Okay, so how much closer are we to the closest ship?
Again, you are about 45 feet away from them.
Okay, so I can't jump yet.
Yes, you can. Long jump that shit.
I don't have.
If
boots
you
of
wanted to
striding
do a
yet.
particularly cool acrobatics check, there is a large rope tether connecting the two ships.
Oh boy.
Why would you tell
But that would
Pierce that?
distinctly be
Why
some
would-
variety of badass acrobatics.
I'm not that.
Literally just
acrobatic,
tight
so I'm
rope,
not gonna
like
do
run it.
I do have to go soon.
Nah. Honestly,
don't worry,
though,
I think we're finishing up in like 30 minutes. Or like,
what I totally need
30.
is boots of striding and springing. So
I
I
think
can have a
I think
60
we're
foot
gonna have
long
to
jump.
finish this fight next session.
I'm gonna load. I'm just
Probably.
gonna, since I'm not close enough, I'm gonna load that cannon again, the heavy one that I'm back with. I'm gonna
Alright.
try to fire it again at the farthest back ship again.
That hits.
Let's
10
go,
D10.
10d10.
Heavy cannon out here rocking 10d10. That is
Low
some
damage though.
healthy damage still. And the shot cracks loudly into the hull of this large hulking ship that is careening its way slowly but surely towards. And some debris falls into the water, which then catches fire as well and begins drifting towards as flaming debris.
Oh jeez.
So that's a thing that's happening. There's a lot of fire currently occurring.
Oh yeah.
And, that brings us to
Guys, instead of cat ears now I have a halo.
Hadley.
I can't
Who
see it because my
is
webcam's disabled for some
You
reason.
can watch it on
Going
stream.
to now that one of these ships has
Oh yeah.
successfully landed this ballista into the hull of the ship, she is going to. That's a success. She is going to jump onto the rope and, using a combination of arm strength and just sheer acrobatic willpower, run to the other end across the
I kind of
rope.
want to do that too.
You are on the cannon, sir. Stay
Yeah, I
there.
know.
Once she makes it onto the ship, you see her grab one of the bandits by the collar and
Just yeet him into the water.
Yeet?
I wanna be-
Wait, can
yeah,
I,
that's actually exactly what I was having her do.
Yes.
do I have any fire spells?
One of the bandits standing near but not on one of
I'm not
the
immune to
cannons
fire. Well, not immune.
grabs him by the collar and throws him into the flaming water below.
Nice.
Don't worry, guys.
And then you see her disappear into. There's a small door similar to the way that the main ship is set up. There is a small door that seems to lead to some important area, and she disappears into the lower depths of the ship.
Wait.
Okay.
Don't worry.
How much time does everybody have? Because I can end this here and we can start off.
We should
battle.
finish at
I
the end of
have-
the order.
I'd rather
All the time you need.
What?
Like,
Yeah, I'm free forever, but
We
yeah,
should
I know
end at
that.
the end of the turn order. So I get another
Alright,
turn.
cool.
I'm alright with that.
So, this leads us to Gnot.
Oh, finally. Well, I can't do anything really here
Cannons.
except for
Roll religion.
cannons. I will roll religion.
That V important.
I'm gonna pray to. Hold on.
No,
What?
please, no. That's your action. That's literally.
I know. I'm gonna pray to Poseidon and invoke him to.
And Poseidon's not a
There is no
D&D god.
Poseidon.
Gnod doesn't
Whatever
know
the god
that
Yeah,
fucker.
you can
Not-
pray to the god
listen.
of water, but it's certainly not Poseidon.
Listen,
Can
listen.
we, no, can you?
Gnod is an
rolls
idiot.
a nat 20 brings Poseidon into existence.
You ready for this?
Oh my god.
But also,
But like you're not like
you're
you're
not
praying
gonna
to
invoke a
nothing.
god.
I know.
Like religion isn't even praying. That's not even the action. Religion is like making a check like to know knowledge about religion.
Anyway, so
all
that
you-
fails.
you
Next
told us the
turn.
god. You told us
Yeah,
who the god was, and that was it.
The clouds above the ship part a little bit, and there's like a little beam of sunlight that lands on the deck of the Emotion, and that's about it.
Yo, let's
There we
go.
go. Perfect.
Which now is on to the first ship, which is going to load and fire its cannon
Stop this.
towards
Bye, nerds.
the Emojine.
Y'all are fucked.
Ah, no, don't fall off the desk. Stay on the desk, you dice.
Get it? The dice are just
Uh,
for telling that you're
That
gonna
is
fall.
a 19, so that is a hit,
Maka.
Get
which
fucked.
is then that.
Yo, we don't have to worry about the ship because if I just kill everyone on the ship I'm
on
on, then I get that ship and we have a ship.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
fair.
Okay, but also, I'm on this ship.
I can swim.
I can
I
fly.
mean, I think we all can swim.
I don't think Not can swim.
And the second ship,
Not's gonna die.
the second ship, which is the red one in the back, is also just going to fire off a shot at Emojin, which is
Miss.
It actually is a miss.
Pog.
The water, now that the flames are kind of splashing around, has become a little bit of a dangerous territory, and the ship itself now has to work a little bit to avoid it, and in their efforts to steer away from the area of flame that is now erupted between the ships, their shot goes a little bit off, and it slightly clips the edge of one of the sails, but it doesn't actually do anything substantial. Which then brings us to Barry.
All right. How many people are on the
You-
the ship with me? Like that I see right now? Just curious.
You can see about 5 people. There are
Alright.
2 manning one of the ballistas, there's 1 manning a cannon, and there are 2 standing somewhat nearby you facing you.
Okay. So first of all, I just want to apologize for making you have to also include these people in the combat. But
Don't
You're
worry, I was already planning on board, and etc.
all right. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. It might get a little grisly up in here.
He's turning into a
Oh
bear.
my god.
But I'm gonna maul them with my bare hands. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to
My
turn
god.
into a bear and then go attack the guy at the cannon. That's the play.
Alright. So,
Let me pull.
to get to Cannon Boy, you're going to have to sprint past one of the bandits, which will incur an attack of opportunity.
I'm a bear. I don't fucking care.
That's so valid. You know what? I respect the shit out of this play.
Yo,
So,
big brain.
as you yeet your ass toward, that's a nat 1. So this bandit goes to swing wildly at you with the scimitar that they have at their waist, and you just you knock him the fuck over, you just plow through him.
Move, bitch.
He's
Get
just
out the way.
delete. And you go for the man manning the cannon, who turns slightly at the last second upon seeing you approaching, and just gets this look of utter fear. Roll to attack.
What the fuck is a bear
Fear.jpg.
doing on a boat?
All right. So we're gonna start with the cloth. So that's
Oh, yeah, you get multi-attacked.
yeah. I get multi hit. So yeah, we're gonna roll d20. And that's +5 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And that's gonna be how many damages? 1d8 plus 4.
Go for it.
1d8 plus 4. 8 damage.
So, as you swipe at this man who is manning this particular cannon, he falls from the cannon with this vicious-looking gash across his chest, and he lands on the ground on his back, sputtering for breath, holding at his chest, still alive, but obviously in an utter panic.
I'm assuming. Did I use my full movement?
What is the movement for a bear?
I think it's
One
still-
moment, please.
Yeah, what is the movement for a big-ass bear? I didn't account for this.
40.
I don't know if wild shape. Oh yeah, wild shape does change. Never mind.
Yeah,
Then,
wild shape changes all stats other than mental.
Then you probably still have about 10 feet, because you only have to move.
Is
like
there another man
2
within 10?
feet
Is there
past.
another enemy within 10 feet of me that I can bite?
Besides the people that you plowed past, you can't really reach the ballistas because they're at the front end.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around and bite one of them.
All right. Well, one of them is prone, so you do have advantage against him because you knocked him over.
Do it to him.
Nah, I'm gonna go for the other one.
All right.
I feel.
Insult to injury. Go ahead.
Ah, Fucking A, that was so bad. Does an 11 hit?
That doesn't actually hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like lunge at him with the bite. I mean, still pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, you lunge at this man who, in a raw fit of panic, swings up a crossbow, a small crossbow, and fires off a shot towards you, which... Ah! Yeah, the way that I planned the ship combat for actually fighting... one of my dice fell on the floor and I'm too lazy to find it, so I'm just gonna grab another dice, yay!
Lol.
That is a 14.
14?
What is the AC of a bear?
Oh, to hit. I thought you were talking damage, and I was getting a little scared.
No.
Wait, no, the bear went away. My bear page went away. Hold up.
What is the AC of a bear?
Should be Nat. Yeah, it's Nat.
Alright, so he swings up this crossbow and, in seemingly just blind panic, not really aiming or anything, he swings this up and it is...
Don't those have disadvantage at close range?
They
Because usually...
typically do.
Cause...
So, yeah, let's just say they do.
Alright.
I don't actually crossbow.
That's still a 13.
Alright, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I'm getting hit fairly. Because I don't fucking
Fair.
care. I'm a big-ass bear. But...
So that is 6 damage as this crossbow
1,
bolt
2,
buries itself
3,
into
4.
your pelt.
Lol. What you gonna do, bitch? Alright, yeah, so...
And that would actually... The ship is going to do one more attack on the Imogen. The ballista in the front with the 2 men manning it is going to fire off a quick shot of... That's gonna hit. It's 19. With another... That was a 4d12. Plus 9. Doing a healthy 20 damage and thunking another one of these rope-attached harpoons into the hull of the ship. Which then begins dragging the Imogen closer and closer to the point where the hull is now slightly catching fire as it drifts into the flaming gas. And that would bring us back to the top of the order, so.
Oh, sorry ending then.
Yeah,
We can end if that is most convenient for everybody.
I think that's probably a good call. Quigley looks like he's ready to just pass out.
Dying.
Yeah, I'm like dying. I don't know what's going on.
No, you okay?
Probably tired.
No, I only watch the enemies. I am tired, but I.
Well, are we still watching it tonight?
Alright.
Because people
So,
show up.
that's gonna be a good-ass stream. Thanks, y'all.
Woo!
I love it, Nick. I love how you dragged yourself into Lil Barry's spot with the fucking stream like image.
I always have to. That is the play, my dude. Alright,
I'm gonna play.
great session. I'll upload it later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember, my footage is raw and unedited, so y'all are gonna see everything if you watch it.
Voice.
Still waiting for Sea Monster.
Bye-bye.
by the way.
Stop.